in the 20th day in the month of June in the year 2026. Wherever you are listening to us from, it's always a pleasure to welcome you on this very vocal stage. And remember, on this very platform, we speak the truth and we uphold the truth and we preserve the truth. We call a spade a spade. We can never call a spade by any other name. That's more reason we say Nos Dicera Veritas, Nos Dicera Ayudicin Veritas, and Nos Dicera Vivekakabit Veritas, Nos Dicera Lingolum Lingolum, and Nos Dicera Contra Lingolum Lingolum. Wherever you are listening to us from, we welcome you from far and wide. It's about 11 minutes down the hour of 4 a.m. in New York, and also 11 minutes down the hour of 5 p.m. in Tokyo, Japan. 11 minutes than the hour of 9 a.m. in London, 11 minutes than the hour of 9 a.m. here in Nigeria as well, 11 minutes than the hour of 8 a.m. in Accra, Ghana, and 11 minutes than the hour of 4 p.m. in China, also 41 minutes than the hour of 1 p.m. rather, in Delhi, India, and also 12 minutes than the hour of 10 a.m. in Johannesburg, and also 12 minutes than the hour of 4 a.m. in Washington, D.C. Wherever you are listening to us from, you are welcome. For those of you who would also want to join the program live, you can go to our social media handles, go straight to Facebook and follow our program live. You can watch the program live. You can also go to our YouTube channels and also follow the program. We are on Instagram, we are on X, and we are on TikTok as well. If you go to these social media platforms, search Udala FM. You'll be part of what we do here. And you follow the prompts. You're welcome once again. And this is Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM. And I'm your honorable speaker, Tony Olisambeki. You're welcome once again. And we are going to do this alone because the two guests we are supposed to have this very morning, both of them disappointed with one reason or the other. One of them fell ill this morning, and the other person, because of distance, could not also make it. So we're going to do this alone now. We understand the importance of life, and when somebody falls ill, there's nothing the person can do. But let's also remind you that voters in Ekiti State are already heading to the polls to select, or in fact, to elect a governor for another 4-year term in office. The Independent National Electoral Commission and residents of the state have, we know, collected their PVCs, essential for casting a ballot in the election. From the INEC figure, 97.1% of registered voters in the state have obtained their PVCs and are eligible to participate in the voting process today. Out of a total of 1,059,360 registered voters, 1,028,929 have collected their PVCs, leaving about 30,431 PVCs uncollected. The frontline candidates seeking for the 1,028,929 votes include the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC flag bearer, Governor Biodun Oyebanji, who aims to secure another 4-year term, Oluwole Oluyode of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and Oluwadare Bejide from the African Democratic Congress, ADC. And other candidates in the race are Opeyemi Falagan from Accord Party, Oyebanji Olujiyin from the Labour Party, Blessing Agbegunde from the New Nigerian People's Party, NMPP, Bidemi Awebemi from the All Progressives Grand Alliance, ABGA, Ayodeji Ojo from the Action Democratic Party, ADP, Samuel Akonde from the African Action Congress, AAC, Olaniyi Ayodele from the People's Redemption Party, PRP, Victor Adetunji from the Zenith Labour Party, ZLP, and Olu Omotosho from the Action Alliance. And those also contesting, Joseph Aniwo Foshe from the Allied People's Movement, APM, and Ayodele Osinkolu from the Young Progressive Party. However, many people are saying that the contest is strictly between the incumbent governor, Biodun Oyebanji of ADC, and Oluwadare Bejide of, Biodun Oyebanji of APC, and then ADC's candidate Oluwadare Bejide. Okay, we'll be bringing you some live updates as far as this election is going on in the Ekiti State. Is governorship election or gubernatorial election. It is going on today. Of course, we have other by-elections going on. In fact, one of the guests we are supposed to have today, in fact, alerted me that there will be by-election in his home state, in his home constituency in Enugu State. But that's by the way. There are also by-elections in some parts of the country. We're going to just, keep you posted. But just know that the Ekiti State governorship election is ongoing as we speak today. I listened to the CP for the election, CP Abayomi, where he was saying that they have put in multi-layered security platforms to ensure that the election goes on the way it's expected without any security breach or security glitch or hitch, as the case may be. But that's the way we have it. We're going to keep it posted, and we are also monitoring developments in Ekiti State because they're having their governorship election. And I know many of you will be wondering why is NDC not participating. Remember, NDC was recently registered. When some of these things were going on, NDC was never a party. At that time, it was a political association. Because I know some of you who may have listened would wonder why didn't I mention the candidate of NDC? Reason being that NDC, by the time list and some of the things we have found, they had not been registered at that time as a political party. So that's the reason. Let's quickly serve you the political roundup stories. When we come back, we are going to go straight to the business of the day. And we begin by this very story that says the Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Dosi, has approved the appointment of CSP Anetie Okokondem Inedu as the new Force Public Relations Officer of the Nigerian Police Force, barely 3 months after his predecessor, DSP Anthony Okonplacid, took over the role. A statement issued by the outgoing Force Public Relations Officer Placid yesterday described Inedu as a seasoned officer with extensive experience in public communication, operational policing, amongst others. That name reminds me of the Biafra propagandist, Oko Condem. Okay, the indigenous people of Biafra yesterday threatened disciplinary action against members it accused of undermining the authority of its detained leader, Nnamdi Kanu, amid efforts to resolve a growing leadership dispute within the organization. In a statement issued by his spokesperson, Ima Powerful, the group warned that any member of faction acting contrary to Kanu's directives or the organization's code of conduct would face sanctions. So we've been hearing different news from this organization. Remember, they're still prescribed under Nigerian laws, but that's not the issue. We are a faction threatening that they had removed Nnamdi Kanu as his leader, but you have another faction saying, no, that shouldn't be the case. The federal government is considering a new initiative that would allow journalists to accompany military personnel during selected operations. This was said to be in a bid to improve security reporting and give the public greater insight into the realities of counterinsurgency and other internal security efforts. The Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, disclosed the plan at an event in Abuja. So they are planning a situation where journalists will accompany military personnel during any operation so that they will do in-depth reporting so Nigerians will also understand their efforts and everything they do. The Commissioner of Police, Federal Capital Territory Command, CP Ahmed Sanusi, had directed all 17 divisional police officers under the Metro Area Command to end robbery and related crime activities within the city center in 2 weeks. Sanusi gave the directive on Friday during a meeting with the DPOs convened to review the prevailing security situation and strengthen operational strategies across the command. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Friday granted a 6-month tenure extension to the Comptroller General of Customs Adewale Adeniyi. Bayo Ononuga, Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, who disclosed this in a statement, said the 6-month extension is the final for Adeniyi. How many times would Adeniyi's tenure be extended? He is due for retirement, but the presidency wouldn't want to get him retired in accordance with the civil service rule. His tenure was extended the last time, but this time around, extended for another 6 months. It was stated that this will be the final, but Nigerians are talking. Is it because he's from Southwest? What is going on? Can't he allow men and officers of Nigeria Customs to have a career path that will not be hindered by somebody's tenure being extended continuously? But that's by the way. A federal high court in Abuja has sentenced 2 women linked to slain terrorist kingpin Kashala Ibrahim Batujo to 20 years imprisonment each for terrorism-related offenses. The convicts, Safia Salihu and Halima Abdullahi, are the mother and sister, respectively, of Batujo, who was killed by Nigerian security forces on June 10, 2026, during an operation near Iluke in Kaba, Bono local government area of Kogi State. The mother and the wife of the slain terrorist had been handed how many years imprisonment? And many Nigerians are talking about that. They are saying, what is 20 years? They were providing logistic support, cooking for him, also getting relevant information to him for his operations. But for those support they had given to him, 20 years, that's what they have. The military has announced that troops operating across multiple theaters of operation nationwide in the past 1 week have killed 15 terrorists, arrested 28 suspects, and rescued 25 kidnapped victims in coordinated counter-terrorism and anti-crime operations. The Director, Defense Media Operations, Major General Michael Onoja, disclosed this on Friday while giving an update on ongoing military operations across the country. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has ordered the immediate and permanent reinforcement of security at the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, Kuru, Plateau State, following a recent bandit attack on the institution's perimeter that claimed the lives of 2 soldiers and a police officer. The president conveyed the directive through Vice President Kashim Shettima during a visit to participants of the Senior Executive Course 48 at the Institute yesterday. And we have this one as Ekiti State goes to polls for its governorship election today. Eligible voters will decide who will occupy the OK Ayoba government house for the next 4 years. No fewer than 14 politicians are going to be on the ballot for the state top job. Their government house is called OK Ayoba. And for every Yoruba man, he understands what that means. Our own government house is called Lighthouse. And for the government house in Kogi State, it's called Lugard, Lord Lugard House. And you can tell me what the government house in Abia State, in Imo State, even in the Boy State are called. If you get that, you're going to have a prize. You don't need to do expo. But that's by the way. Let's go back to the last story. The Social Democratic Party has dismissed reports claiming it withdrew from Saturday's governorship election in Ekiti State, describing the information as fabricated and misleading. In a statement issued on Friday in Abuja, the SDP National Publicity Secretary Rufus Ayeniba said the party's candidate Isaac Alade remained firmly in the race and was duly recognized by the Independent National Electoral Commission. And those were your political roundup stories. We now move straight to the business of the day. We're going to look at insecurity generally as it affects everyone. Statements made by different people and the bashing on P2B. We and many Nigerians are saying you have ideas, you don't want to share it. Because remember, it was on a particular podcast where he said he would not share any ideas on how he will solve the problem of security or insecurity in Nigeria. But some are saying you are not patriotic and you have Nigerians being killed and you've got idea, you don't want to share that. You say you're going to share. So many talks, so many cries, so many hues, and many are also defending him for that. But nevertheless, we're going to talk about insecurity generally. And there's the business of the day. All right, that's just that. We are back. I remember we said we're going to be talking about insecurity in the country and efforts being made. And we've listened to the chief of defense staff, and we've also listened to the minister of defense. We've been listening to different actors in this game, and many people are talking. And remember the Oyo captives, they are still in captivity, and many Nigerians have lost count the days they have spent there. And we have been following a lot of development. And if you look around, there is a petition written for the prosecution or probably for investigation of very dark man Martin Ose and Deji Adeyenju. And recall that many of them have been active in protests, especially in the area of insecurity. But there are people who are not really okay with that, because we are learning that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is set to commence an investigation into activist lawyer Deji Adeyenju and social media personality Martins Ose, the one you people call very dark man, over allegations bordering on terror financing, suspected illicit funding channels, and other national security concerns. And the probe follows a petition submitted to the Anti-Graft Agency on June 17, 2026 by a lawyer, Blessing Abohere, who urged the commission to examine the funding sources behind the duo's activism, public protests, legal interventions, and media-driven advocacy campaigns. In the petition, Abohere called for a comprehensive forensic audit of their bank accounts, assets, income streams, and affiliated corporate entities to determine compliance with Nigerians' anti-money laundering laws and financial regulations. And Abohere argued that while civic activism is constitutionally protected, the scale and reach of their campaigns raise questions that warrant scrutiny, particularly in the light of concerns that hidden fund channels could be exploited by domestic or foreign actors to influence political narratives and undermine state institutions. And the petitioner further urged the EFCC to collaborate with intelligence and security agencies in determining whether any of the funds linked to the individuals pose risk to national security or fall within illicit financial networks. And you understand that there are those who are bent to ensure that what Martin Ose, the one you call very dark man, does is brought to an end, and even Deji Adeyenju, and a lot of things are being talked about. And there are so many developments. And then even the Senate President, Akpabio, has come out to say that APC did not promise Nigerians miracles, that what they promised is and still remain renewed hope. So that's another thing. And then if you watch the very statement credited to Akpabio, he was speaking at the launch of a new 7-kilometer road and bridge in the Federal Capital Territory. That was yesterday. And Akpabio said the government pledged to deliver structural, calculated and deliberate progress through President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. And this remark was coming at a time when many Nigerians are complaining over the high cost of living, which has been largely caused by the removal of the fuel subsidy and other recent government policies. But the Senate President claimed that the administration is executing its long-term approach to governance. And people who listen to that said, what about your short-term approach? That in every long-term approach, there's always a short-term and even medium-term approach. You embarked on a long-term approach that will cause severe shock. What about your short-term and medium-term approach? But he said that when they came into office, they did not promise miracles. That they did not promise anybody miracles. For those waiting and expecting miracles, you are not going to get it. Because that would appear from thin air. Miracle, according to him, would only appear from thin air. That they promise structural, calculated, and deliberate progress. Okay, that's what Akpabio was speaking yesterday during the commissioning of that very project. Okay, and there's so many security-related incidents. Just like I said earlier on, even the presidency has lumped to be over his comment on Wike building houses and providing vehicles for judges. And if you go on social media, there's a throwback video of him providing buses, I think 171 vehicles to traditional rulers and judges in Anambra State as a governor. Whatever he says, they will go back in history and resurrect something similar he did. As far as that, he's criticizing today. Because he made a statement that why would you provide vehicles, build houses for judges, situation where you know you have litigations, you have cases before them? What do you expect? Is that not the best way one can sense bribery when you are talking about bribery and corruption? You have cases before these judges, you're buying them houses, you're building, you're building houses for them, and you're also buying them vehicles. Oh, those who are handling the social media handles of the presidency went deep, and you know what? They dug out when he provided and handed over about, I think, 171 vehicles to judges and traditional rulers. And they were also saying, during the time, didn't you have cases before these judges in Anambra State? There were cases, the state government was involved in most courts before these judges, but you provided vehicles to them. So what is wrong if somebody at this point is providing the same vehicle to them? Fire for fire. So what do you think the government is not doing right in the area of insecurity, and what do you think the government should do? Because we saw, was it yesterday or 2 days ago, where the governors are saying they are ready on the issue of state police. And just like I did say in my analysis yesterday, for those who joined us, I did say that somebody whose house is on fire does not chase rats. Are they actually okay? It's a very deep Igbo adage. Yes, rat is quite discomforting, disturbing, rattling. Yes, but when your house is on fire, do you go after rats? Do you go after chasing rats? Even when you know how discomforting, how rattling, how unsettling it could be. But do you do that? And we are also going to bring you 1 or 2 foreign stories where Ireland has deported 42 South African nationals, and the group included 9 men, 18 women, and 15 children, all traveling as family units. And many Africans are jubilating for the fact that Ireland Republic of Ireland deported South Africans. I mean, why is it generating so much excitement across social media space? And we're also learning that Enugu State will be targeting direct China-Enugu cargo flight by December, according to the Minister of Aviation, Festus Kayamo, who disclosed this in a launch during the launch of the United Air's newly acquired airplanes on Thursday. And the minister added that the federal government had affected a structural management overhaul at the Akano Ibiam International Airport, bringing the airport under a privately run operational framework. And one of, according to him, our pride in South is the Enugu International Airport. And then he said that the Enugu State Governor approached President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, noting that the airport was not maximizing its economic potential under standard bureaucratic structures, and requested to bring in private investors to run it. And Mr. President gave him the green light. So private investors are going to run Akano Ibiam International Airport, Enugu, and it's going to start direct cargo flight from Enugu to China and from. But the issue is not about these flights. It's all about the pricing, because if that of Lagos is cheaper and if the one of Abuja is cheaper, Igbos will still go to Lagos, will still go to Abuja and take their cargoes over there. The way they calculate is the cost implication, the cost component. That's the most important thing. So whatever they're doing, without doing anything that will bring down the cost components, if we are to commence such direct flights from Enugu to China, is a good thing. But the issue of cost component must be looked into, because that's what an average trader or investor thinks first before deciding which route is going to fly. It's important. It's a welcome development. There's no doubt. Of course, a lot of things happen. And Donald Trump's statement yesterday has also elicited controversies across social media space, where he did say that those who are criticizing his agreement with Iran, they are fools. You can imagine that even when we don't use that kind of F word on radio, but that's what Trump tweeted. They think I haven't been tough enough on Iran when the stock market just hit a record high and oil prices are tumbling down and other jealous bad people up. We cannot say some of the things Trump tweeted. Trump can also use unprinted languages. Of course, something you cannot even say. But he was actually being hit by those who felt that he has caused disruption in the world economy. You embarked on a war you know you cannot finish. Oil was selling at 800 something. You embarked on this war. Today, many Nigerians are buying a liter of petrol at the rate of 1,200 something. And at the end of the day, you did not achieve anything. What was the gain? He said that deal he arrived with, especially the deal with Iran on issue of their nuclear weapon and their nuclear programs and other things, that they have been able to extract commitment. It was their own commitment that cost. That was why France, even UK, when you were asking them to join you in the war, they all refused, because you never consulted them. You were never on the same page with them. You looked at the war from your own selfish interest, from America's interest. And now when you have declared war against this country, Iran, you are calling on these countries to come and join you in something you never consulted them before you declared. And then you, from the one that you were fighting for your own interest, but you cannot use their resources fighting your own interest. And at the end of the day, many of them have proven you right when they say that, look at what you've cost. But he is saying that Strait of Hormuz is now open for oil business, that the prices are tumbling down. And even the stock market, the stock prices, they're also achieving a record high. But we are talking about the losses so far. The losses in months. What about them? But you know what? If you tell Trump this, Trump will slam you with unprintable works. Let's quickly open the phone lines. We are talking about insecurity. What do you think the government is not doing right, and what do you think they can do right? You can also comment on any of the issues we mentioned here. 0803-221-6973 or 0803-827-6694. You have the floor. Remember, go straight to our social media handles and make a comment there, make a post there. We're going to take them later on. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you. Good morning, you are welcome. Hello, good morning.
Chief Dr. Boom Udala, good morning.
Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you.
I know you are hearing me, but I'm not hearing you, but I must proceed.
Yeah.
I am good team. Is a Pakegora getting from Osmo.
You're welcome.
Anybody criticizing Trump is an enemy of progress. Trump has come, he has won, and he is the superpower of our time. Yes, he carried the war into the domain of Iran, commanded everything from 28 whatever till date. Iran will never ever lay hands to nuclear production and the capability. That is what Trump has promised and the whole world. Under 2 months, 60-day truce, they will come and begin to negotiate on nuclear disarmament of Iran. Anybody blaming Trump or America or whatever is an enemy of progress. Without Trump, who could have done it? Those who are telling us that you are calling us a bit now, why should you be consulted? You as the president of or prime minister of Britain, you as the prime minister of whatever country, where were you? Are you not? Don't you know that Iran and their rulers are a cankerworm in this world? Why don't you initiate and consult Trump? Why should Trump consult you? He has conquered the world without consulting you. Somebody is saying it now in the American Parliament. That person is naive and enemy of progress. In the American Parliament, he cannot achieve anything. Trump, anytime, any day, is the police of the world. Under Joe Biden, did you hear anything like that? Was Iran not building up nuclear armament here and there, trying to be and to destroy the world? Who saw what Trump saw? Who did what Trump did? I commend Trump anytime, any day. He is my man, and he should continue. Good morning.
All right, thank you so much. You commented on the issue of Trump. Remember, you did not address our question on what you think government hasn't been doing in the area of insecurity. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you.
Thank you. Mr. President Becky.
You're welcome.
This is Honorable Monday Johnson. I'm coming from Onitsha this morning.
You're welcome.
Please permit me. Want to comment briefly on the election ongoing this morning in the Ekiti State. I think from what I saw this week, I'm beginning to actually see some progress if all I've seen and heard will actually materialize. Because last night I saw some foreign teams that came in and they promised that they will be monitoring the election. And one national state, Nigeria, have also made a very strong promise that they are working on the ground to see what they can do to monitor election closely and transmit results so that they can be able to actually compare what INEC will release on 27 and what they have gathered in the process. So, going by all these revelations, I think Nigerians should be optimistic that on 2027 from today, Ekiti is holding to 2027. If this promises turns out to be something to hold on to, I believe something will come out of our election process at the end of the day. Having said that, on the security issue, I think this morning you reported either when you were doing your political roundup about the promise coming from the president or presidency that journalists will accompany military in the operation to cover and then report to Nigerians what is going on in fight against insurgency. I think this kind of practice is obtainable in some of the developed world. But I have a kind of reservation because in this developed world, there is a department specially trained for this operation. And if for any reason one of the journalists actually died in the process, the government of this country will cater for the family of this, dead journalist, and then settle them very well. I don't know what will happen if actually, because in the process of covering what is happening in fighting insurgency and all that, anything can happen. Then the government should come clean and give us a clear template how the whole thing will, at the end of the day, work out. Because we have complained enough about the militaries that has been casualty in the process of fighting insurgency and how they have been neglected and their families. Then you are bringing journalists into the whole thing. How will you manage their welfare should anything happen? So I think the clean picture, or the clear picture rather, should be given to Nigerians, and that will be a boost for these journalists actually to volunteer themselves to do that very work. And I want to say, then I leave, that Nigeria insecurity, the fundamental issue have not been unraveled. Because a lot of people have come up to say, we know those who are financing insurgency in Nigeria, but they have not been able to mention their names. They will just say, we know them, and they will not mention their names. A lot of things have been shrouded in secrecy. And the only thing that will give us success in fighting in Nigeria is when Nigeria and the government begin to speak the truth. That is the only thing we are lacking. Good morning.
All right, thank you so much. Good morning. And remember, Gospel Lakbabi is saying, we did not promise you miracles, we promise you renewed hope. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning, Chief Doctor Sir.
You're welcome.
The voice of Honorable Idris, the Mayor, Okuchukume JP, Okulola, Ochen, Can I go on?
Please go on.
Yes, let me first of all answer your question. The Nigerian government in all levels have not done enough in key issues, more especially federal government of Nigeria. Let me say it. Number one, when a person like this, one of the Boko Haram person that the mother that is sponsoring them, just 20 years imprisonment. What is 20 years to them? So they are caught. They will say they are taken to the public place, and after they will reintegrate it into the Nigerian army. Let me tell you people the truth. Tony Olitambeki, thank you. You have started making it clear that the agenda of this people is the Islamization of Nigeria, to conquer Nigeria and get it. And now you see people that came from different countries trying to take the land, killing and maiming, raping. And when you are taking it easy with them, when you arrest them, you just give them few years imprisonment. Until Nigeria government stop the business they are doing with insecurity. Look at the amount of money that was mentioned that are always mapped out from our budget for insecurity. Tony, you always say something about buying sophisticated weapons. For example, I mean like drones, powerful drones. That will go and dictate these people. When American not doing anything. Why I'm saying this is that they are doing business with this insecurity. Then, when Tinubu was coming, he told us he will give us electricity. If you don't give us, let us not vote in again. He will give us security. Where are those things? And he's now coming back. What is he coming back to do, by the way? What is he coming back to do in Nigeria again? So, to cut it short, in order for people to come in, if Nigeria are serious in insecurity fighting, let them start to gazette ways that they will win the war on insecurity. The way they are gazetting second term of Tinubu now, they are changing laws. No road time. If there is no way to walk, manual goes. Let they articulate as they articulate that one, fighting insecurity. Look at you, the month they are there in the forest. Nobody is talking about them again. Just 2027, 2027. Well, I want to beg people to go and get their. I want you to always hammer that the INEC are not doing the. As far as Anambra State is concerned, in registering people to have their voters card, they are not doing well. Last time I said I went to Okidi to supervise. Nothing is happening there. Franklin said it the other day. He went around and see that nothing is going well. So I don't know if they don't want us to have voters card to vote.
All right.
I don't know. Thank you and God bless.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning, Speaker Tony Onisambeki.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Basil, we're calling you from Onitsha.
You're welcome, Honorable Basil.
Thank you, my speaker. Let me go straight to the question before I continue my explanation. The question you asked about the security in the country. Tony, a country when an individual can predict what is going to happen in the next minute, in the next year, that government is a failure. I'm telling you because in this country, even anybody can predict that there is no security, and the government is not doing anything to protect the lives and properties of the people. And you can say next year, these people will not do this, and they will not do it. You know what is going on in Nigeria, but they lack the capacity to do this. Is it not a failure? It's failure when the Senate president is telling us that it's a long-term. What is long-term when people are dying every day? How many people is going to witness these long-term projects? How many people are going to be alive to see that there is road in the country? How many people are going to be alive to buy food in a cheap rate? People are dying, and you are giving us a long-term project. Who is going to be alive to witness this long-term project? They should stop deceiving Nigeria because they are deceiving Nigeria. I think that Nigeria is a moron, that nobody knows something in Nigeria. Those are the only people that have the monopoly of knowledge in Nigeria is those people that are in the power. Other people are fools. That's what they take Nigeria for. See what Wike is doing. Tony, I want to ask you a question. Please, you said something about Tony Peter Obi. When Peter Obi give to the traditional rulers cars and restaurants and the judges cars, please, I want to ask you, can somebody give us that cases Peter Obi has during that time he give out those vehicles? Because what Wike is doing, it can never be the same thing. It can never judge the same. Because Wike has a lot of cases. I don't know how many cases Peter Obi has in the case during that era. And what he did is generalize it. What stopped Wike from generalizing his own gift? Why is it only the judges? When Wike have a lot of millions or thousands of cases in the Federal Capital Territory, and he's giving them this kind of gift, is it not a bribe? It's a bribe, for God's sake. And Wike is doing it because he has backing of the president. If Wike doesn't have the backing of the president, Wike is nobody. Because I don't know where the knowledge of Wike started. He started because he can be able to do what? To intimidate people. The only knowledge Wike has is knowledge of intimidation. Apart from intimidation, Wike doesn't have knowledge because he did not use it to bring River State to a calm place. Because after Wike leaves River State has never been the same till today. When Peter Obi was in River State, it was a calm. When Rotimi Amechi was in River State, it was calm. But immediately Wike leaves River State, River State has never been the same up to today. That means Wike is never a ruler. He's a leader. He's not a leader. Sorry, he's a ruler that ruled people to the mud. Tony, thank you.
All right, thank you so much. You raise important issues, and then okay, you say that when P2B handed the vehicles to traditional rulers and then judges in a number of states, that his political party or his own person, they never had cases before these judges. But then in the case of Wike, where PDP, his faction, and also his interest in River State, there are so many litigations, there are so many cases he has a huge interest in. These cases are before these judges, federal high court judges. But in the case of P2B, you are saying that it was state high court judges. Many of them, we are not having any. I think it was a state-related case. But all the same, let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Let's quickly. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Hello?
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm the Mary. The Mary from Onitsha.
Can you move away from your radio set or you switch off your radio set?
Okay, thank you very much. I think the utmost priority of the government is giving the adequate security to the people. And but this incumbent government now, I think they are failure to that aspect. That is my own submission. They are not, if you cannot secure your people, how can you promise that you will do what kind of miracle you do again when you come back into the power? So I think Tinubu is a failure. This incumbent government is a failure. If you look at our children languishing in the forest for more than 1 month, why can't you put yourself into their shoes? And you are talking about another election. I see it's a fair government. They will tell themselves the truth. And I'm appealing to every citizen to endeavor to cast their own PVC and try again, because if you try a lot, because there's no truth in the system of people with who I call it them. The people that are after the casting vote, they are not yet ready to give us the adequate truth or the what we cast our vote. People are disenfranchising from giving us what the truth of what they have cast. We cast vote, they will put another person. I don't know whether they want all the vote we cast. Otherwise, truth has no virtue. There is no.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Of course, you've got to the point of repeating yourself. We got a point, and then that's why we have to let you go. Good morning. All right, you have to take it easy. Okay. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
What a wonderful day.
Good morning.
Right, Honorable Tony Olisambeki. Good morning, sir.
You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning, Udala FM.
You're welcome.
I am Honorable Ishedio Okoma, and I'm calling from Mamato Mabayeka State. Do I go on, sir?
Please go on.
Excellent. Mr. Speaker, we must pay attention and indeed listen very carefully. Concerning insecurity in Nigeria, Mr. Speaker, I want you all of us to pay attention. Have we asked ourselves as Nigerians, as citizens of this great nation, why is it that Britain has peculiar interest over Nigeria breakup? Why has Britain such peculiar interest? Why is Britain so concerned? Why is Britain so worried about Nigeria's looming breakup? Let's
Can you do?
Because
Can you? Can you? Can you? Can you substantiate that very claim? It's not about being emotional. Can you substantiate their claim that Britain is the one sponsoring terrorism? Can you substantiate it?
Bombarded the Eastern region. Mercilessly bombarded the Eastern region. Remember what transpired between the late Jim Chukwuemeka Ojukwu and the British High Commissioner in Enugu in 1967. Mr. Speaker, if you permit me to open my mind. The British High Commissioner went to Enugu.
That was during the war. But we are talking about now.
He would allow Britain to freely loot our oil for 10 years.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. We have to let you go. Of course, you are taking us back to many years for the fact that whatever you claim they acted during the war, we are talking about now. When you say they are financing terrorism, the question is, can you substantiate it? Not telling us what they did about 60-something years ago. We are talking about now. Let's be factual. Let's be very, very guided. Our statement should be backed by facts, not emotions. Let's go back to the front lines. Good morning. You're welcome.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Please, can you switch off your radio set, please, because we're having a callback.
Okay. Hello.
All right, let's see if we can.
Okay, good morning.
You're welcome. Good morning.
I am Udala book original. I'm calling from Richard.
You're welcome. Please go on.
What I think what I have to say about what you are doing about the insecurity. First of all, there was one question you jovially asked when you are just starting. Any government house is being referred as a lion building. That is by the way. So,
what do you call that?
The issue at stake, talking of the insecurity, I strongly believe that those who are in authority and those who are representing them in different areas of governance knows what is happening. And those people will be feeding back on what is happening in the country. So those people to prove the oath of office they took, they safeguard their subjects and to do good for them in all sense of life. Those people are supposed to be feeding. There, it is not the populace that will come to tell them what they are supposed to know, because those people that claim to be representing us are there at the cost of the land. I mean, the utmost part of the place. If they are picking up a lot of things that is happening and are feeding back to them. So what I'm saying is these people keeping adamant on the security situation in Nigeria is out of sheer wickedness. So they knew what was happening, all and all. So the solution of profiling is this. That they clear to tell us that they don't know what is happening or how things are being happened. Let them go back to those people that are representing the masses from the ward to the state to the federal, so that they can gather them and let them be fed back of how it is happening, so that they can be abreast of what is happening in order to do something. So having done that now, the ball might have been passed to them for them to act. So what I'm saying, let them go back to the grassroots to gather the leanings and aspirations of people, how people are feeling about all these things. It is very, very uncalled for that in Nigeria. It is getting to how many weeks now, each way we are told that the children were kidnapped somewhere. No tangible statement is being made from the state, from even the federal government about the people being called to hostage there. So what is happening and what is happening? So those people know what is happening. It is out of sheer wickedness. That's what I'm saying. Even if whatever we're preparing here, they may hear when they are being received. I mean, where they're being when a passion is being cast on them, that is what they will take it. But when you are just praising them, they will not listen to what you are saying. So what I'm saying is they should go back to the drawing board, starting from the grassroots, to know what is happening about these people that happen to be their subjects, whom they are governing or whom they are leading. So that is the thing. It is based on them. So they have the ethics, before it is going to actually. So they are going to be prepared for what you do.
All right, thank you so much.
That is my thing.
All right, thank you so much. One situation where if you're actually making a point, don't make it redundant, because redundant is when you keep repeating yourself, you go back to repeat yourself. But okay, let's take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to begin by reading some posts on social media, and we'll go back to the phone lines. So we have some posts already on our social media, on our Facebook. We'll read some Facebook messages. Once we are done, we go back to the phone lines again and also get more of your input. Remember, we are talking about the insecurity in the country. Just like somebody said, I asked what is Enugu State Government House called, and that of Imo State, and somebody said it's called Lion House. Of course, he's correct. And if he had provided orders, he would have won a gift from me, honestly speaking. But remember, let me spill that one, or it's called the Douglas House. That's the government house in Imo State. It's called the Douglas House. That of Enugu State is called the Lion Building. And then if you in Anambra State, it used to be Agwoka, but now it's the Lighthouse. Okay, just like, as I said about that of Kogi State, look at us. They are, Bayelsa, Greek heaven. Okay, but let's quickly take a moment. When we come back, we are going to take some, just like I said, messages on our social media, Facebook, and then we'll go back to the phone lines. We'll be right back.
Udala Radio, 104.7 FM.
When the stakes are high, the debates get hotter. When the issues demand clarity, we bring the fire. Welcome to Crossfire. Crossfire, where politics meets perspective, where issues are dissected, and where no topic is off limits. From the corridors of power to the pulse of the streets, we break down the politics, the controversies, and the decisions that shape our nation. Join Dr. Tony Olisangbeki as he puts guests on the hot seat, drilling them with the tough questions, demanding the hard truths, and leaving no room for half measures. Get ready for fearless conversations and uncompromising analysis. Crossfire, exclusive on Udala 104.7 FM Onitsha, every Saturday from 9 a.m.
Udala Radio, 104.7 FM.
Quality bread, Wendy's bread, for your family breakfast. Wendy's bread, Apache chane to yellow. Wendy's bread, Mama Papa they like Wendy's bread, chichane nyandu. Wendy's bread, even children they like Wendy's bread. Wendy's bread, Wendy's bread, you get it better tasty, we go sweet your belly. Wendy's bread, Wendy's
Wendy's bread, tasty bread. You can contact us on our official address, Second Business Park, Enugu Road, GRA, beside CPS, Onitsha, Anambra State. We also have another branch at St. Michael Plaza, Atani Road. Also contact us on 070-1149-1571. Wendy's bread, your tasty bread.
Wendy's bread.
Udala Radio, 104.7 FM.
You're welcome back. It's still Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM. This very beautiful Saturday morning, 20th day in the month of June in the year 2026. We are back. Let's quickly continue from where we stopped. And on our social media, we've got Olaya Kazim. My name is Mr. Tijani Kazim Olaya from Obago. Ogaragidi Ototoma Ifani Sadonwa for keep up the good work. Okay, I have Emos Obina Wankwo. Dr. Lisanbeki, good morning, sir. My name is Emos the Great from Newi. Udala remains the best. Long live Udala FM. I think these are commendation messages. We actually appreciating those messages, but at the same time, we also wanted to make statements relating to the program we are doing. We want to welcome your own statements or your own message or your own post. Remember, I think Network had issues last night. Many Nigerians could not, I don't know if it cuts across different parts of the country, but mostly those who are from this Anambra or Nature or Kazix, I don't know if they understand it should be, I don't know. They were actually not having it easy last night because there was network problem. I don't know if that is still subsisting. I'm talking about internet network, not phone network. Okay, let's see if we can go back to the phone lines. We have calls coming in. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Good morning, my speaker.
Good morning. You're welcome.
This is the voice of Honorable English Sokoye from our ancient kingdom.
You're welcome.
This government are not being fine. They're total failure. Why I say this is this. The amount of money that I collect, they don't subsidy. They increase many things, even a clearing agent importation fee. Everything was doubled in this government. The amount of money that's coming to them is too much. And if you access the money with their performances or what they have put on, it's sad that they are a failure. You see, they're building a road. That kind of road is not the right thing to do now. We need one thing that can prove an economy, which is electricity. If this country can give us 4 hours electricity in this country, then industries that are redundant here, they are not working. Many of them will be revived. And they start working again. Not today we have more than 100 industries that are lying waste. Only in there we here. And because of power, we have raw material here. You see, that's the first thing they will do. Coming to that's why they are killing the economy. Yes, it's said to be gas to the get that to our treasurers. Yes, but in the judges in Adam, we have not seen any of them giving a complete judgment that is so open that people are crying in the whole world. We can easily all this to back the judges because he's a troubled person. He makes trouble, go to court. See the kind of judgment we are receiving from the people judges. Shows that he's buying them. He bought many of them over with this gift. That's what people are crying. That is not the best thing to do. Giving them houses, giving them cars, is to buy them. And judges, he can't give them such thing in this present time. With the government in power, full of dictatorship. So we don't need them. That's why we are crying that we cannot be in Abuja because the ammonia that generated in Abuja is made for him to use. He's using that money to do what the man wants. So I'm not clapping for him. Neither I am praising him for any achievement in Africa. He is a troublesome someone. See what he is doing in Nigeria. Everywhere in the river state, his own country, his own state. He just did that which is not good in that state. See what he did in other political parties. See what he is doing. Muzzling the mouth of other parties, try to kill other parties, claiming that he is one of the Democrats who fought for the DEC. See what he is doing. You know, they want him only to stand, only APC to stand in Nigeria. That's not the work of a Democrat. So this is why I call them bad. They are bad government. They are not doing fine. Thank you. I'm done.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable Ignatius Okoye, for your point and for your submission this very morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Are you still there?
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. I wish you a good weekend.
You're welcome.
You know, quickest path to address security in this country is when the government of the day starts telling the citizenry the truth. If you bother to think, there is no policy they brought up that is the truth. They lie. When we lie about everything, where is the security? And then the way we talk about money, trillions, $4, why wouldn't this Boko Haram come to take their share? When there is no law, no rule of law, where is the security coming from? Most of the fault is that of the government and the citizenry that is so docile that we keep blaming each other, blaming government without blaming ourselves. How do you imagine that people are going to count vote or whatever? We say 77,000, 10, 1 million in open air. Why can we have security until we get the right people in office? But definitely, we are going to get there. We get them. Please, let me ask you a question. There is this program you do at midnight, after midnight. Are you still doing them? Repeat program.
Very soon we are going to start it. I think it's in the pipeline. We are going to start it because we have put things in order to get it back very soon.
Okay. So you keep it up, keep talking. Those who talk must continue to do so. And then you members of the fourth estate of the realm, I heard President Tinubu saying the other day that they must be incorporated. Can you believe that? Something that is already that is going to incorporate them. Mr. Tinubu is not exactly an illiterate. He knows what he's doing. Now look at the kids in the forest. He's not even talking about them. We have so many flaws, so many problems, but sooner than later, we cross that bridge. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend.
All right, thank you so much for your thoughts. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you. Sorry about that. Let's go back to the phone lines. The calls are coming in torrents. Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Hello.
You are welcome.
Hello, Dr. Tony. Good morning, sir.
Please go on. What's the name and where you're calling from?
I know you will be hearing me, but I'm not hearing you. I'm only wanting to answer your question about the state and what it is called. The United States government is called Government House. Ebonyi State is called the New Government House. Enugu State, Lion Building House. Imo State, Douglas House. Then Anambra State, Light House. And you are not hearing me, but that is all.
All right, thank you so much. Of course, you came so close to winning that very coveted prize from me. Very close, but they did not also add that of a river state because we are looking at maybe some, southern state. Look at or your state, and just, if you can, at least we have 17 southern states. If you can come too close, at least 15 will do for me. But then let's see who's gonna do that. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Dr. Tony Becky, good morning.
You're welcome. It's good to have you.
This is Mike, calling from Fruit and Vegetable Market.
You're welcome.
Obaru.
You're welcome. It's good to have you.
About insecurity, what I'm trying to say that violence and inaction is conspiracy. How can our children and teachers, a very revered institution, education, they are still in the bush for a month and the federal government is not doing anything about it, it's not saying anything about it for almost 2 weeks now. They left it for the state governor to handle. We have been listening to him, his actions he was meant to take. He kept quiet. What kind of president is that? I'm not satisfied about security in Nigeria. I wouldn't want to say that it's a part of it, because part of the conspiracy or any other thing. But they should sit up because they know the people. It has been revealed time without number about the people who are sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. But still, they don't want to do anything about it. What can we say? And what solution can we? Secondly, about the issue of people giving the traditional rulers and for judges. Now, I can say that the number of cases, the number of cases he had was less 1% in the state, not federal cases. Because he was not doing all those things. Then to bribe any person or to have paper from any person to favor him anything he has, because he knows he's playing. So he knows this, but Ken was doing all those things, both for state and the federal case. That any case that comes to that, those judges, they will judge it in his behalf. That is what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. So nobody should, at this time, compare him with P2B. And secondly, he said that P2B was questioned about what he's going to do about security. He kept it within him. You know that anything about security is always secret. I know that at this level we have read some books about secret services. So anything about security, don't keep it open. You keep it silent within yourself and know.
So you are supporting P2B.
That is being done.
All right.
That is my contribution.
All right, thank you so much. I guess you are supporting P2B for keeping his ideas on how to solve insecurity, or close to himself alone. He doesn't want to reveal it, even when he's asked to share it with the government. He said he's not going to share that. That nobody's going to take his ideas. That when he's elected, he's going to do that. But Nigerians, some people are, even the presidency is bashing him for being unpatriotic. You've got ideas on how to solve insecurity. You don't want to share it, and you say you're not going to share it with anybody. But people are dying. What do you say that? It's a security-related matter. It doesn't need to, but that's the opinion anyway. It depends on the way you're seeing it. Let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning. You are welcome. It's good to have you. Remember, this is Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM. Let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning. You're welcome.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Hello. Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning. What's the name and where calling from?
Hello. Yeah, this is just
You're welcome, please.
Yes, I think P2B on point. Yes, because you cannot give you rush there to the president of the country. Why you don't handle the problem that is facing the country? Then why was you waiting for him to give you his country? They hijacked the position. So if I have to get maybe to make problem for how to handle security in this country. If you just there to be the president of the country, you should have to start the problem in the country. I think it could be some point.
All right.
Then talking to Trump. Yes, I think it's the only man that has to confront terrorist issue in the world. Because Iran has become the very serious
all right, I think we have to let you go. We've got little thing you said because your line wasn't too clear. But they say that P2B is on point. That's what he said. That he should not share such idea. But people are dying. That's a concern. And some are saying it could be that he has no even idea at all. I don't know. But remember, if you are being a follower, do not be a blind one. You have to really discern. Use your God-given wisdom to approach issues on the way you think it should be. But let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning. Yeah, welcome. It's good to have you. Please do call back. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Dr. Tunde.
You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Dr. Dagidi One, globally.
You're welcome.
This is Honorable Henry from Onitsha, GRA.
You're welcome, Henry.
Can I go on, Mr. Speaker?
Please go on. You have the floor.
Yes. I want to go back to the basics. let's look at the fundamentals. I'm discussing insecurity in Nigeria. It was alleged, let me use the word allegation for decency's sake. It was alleged that Nigeria was ceded to the north in the year of independence. Yes, that is one. It was alleged that Botman and Fodio, the Savannah, Abaka, Belewa, said Nigeria is our grandfather's state. You know, I said alleged. For decency's sake. Anyway, if you understood how I mean decency's sake. Now, if these allegations were anything to go by, why would one be surprised at what is happening today in Nigeria? You mustn't be surprised because pedestals have been laid. A compass has been laid for you to key in and then unravel the mystery surrounding insecurity in Nigeria. Something like that. Yes. When our elder Joe Okoma from Bayelsa State speaks, please, everybody, you must listen to him. Please, I beg of you. He always has a thing to tell us. Yes. Now we are on it. Sometime in 2019, somebody said, this one is not an allegation, he said it, and Nigerians had it, and Nigerians, raised an eyebrow, and he came back to withdraw the statement. He said, I will bring the word to your doorstep. I will bring the word to your doorstep. And before you know it, a deluge of trucks, okay, men laden in those trucks, are being moved down south here. Men without even a handbag. Men without even a handbag. What is men without even a handbag moving down here? Ask yourself this question. Who are these men? Who are these men? What have they had to do? What is their level of sustenance? How do they survive? These are questions you ask yourself. For what of time, I would like to continue to expatiate on this issue. Let me say this. It is high time now you start having an eye over everything around you. Start being watchful now. I am beckoning on our leaders, the ways, the obese, the PGs, the whatever nomenclature we give to that person we look up to. Okay?
Right.
As the person that leads us.
Right.
Okay? To start calling on a summit that we come together and start discussing this issue of insecurity. If you keep on saying government will do this, government will do that, when will that ever come? Has it ever came in the past? Starting from the time this issue of insecurity attended, a crescendo, the basis of fight. Has anything come in that time? I'm asking you. So,
right.
It's high time we now start coming together. You know, Professor came here in 2024 and told us people start coming together. And I think, I perceive, I lose end, and until the term so that existed by a person. Okay,
all right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You have to let you go. Please, you have to make use of allow others to come in. I say that you have to speak in a way that you don't sound so redundant. Please, when you talk, allow others. There are others keen up to come in. Please use the time judiciously. Let's go back to the phone lines. There are many people who are still on the queue and they want to say something. Please use the time judiciously. Okay. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning, my honorable speaker.
You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Michael, you got on the line, calling from the commercial city of Onitsha.
You're welcome.
I hope your statement is just unlaughable because you say that it's not promised us a miracle, rather hope. Is there any hope in this country? The answer is capital no. If anyone that will call now and tell me say there is hope in this country, let the person prove it, let me see. As long as he says this government is there is nothing like hope. Because have made this country ungovernable. They only make it for themselves only. In fact, I am totally and highly disappointed with present government. Not just the present government, even the past. Even starting from 99, when we have our first election as a Democrat. I'm highly disappointed up to now. Nothing to vote as long as this country is right now. This is where we stand when people get was kidnapped. When Jonathan is still in power. How many years now? How many of them have returned? And now it's almost getting to 34 or 5 days. This have been kidnapped and nothing is saying about it. And people that say something about it are keeping silent. They are not talking anything about it. I think we still have a long way to go. But one day, just one day, the youth will take over the power. If the needful, if people that are needful, people that are supposed to talk, and people are supposed to do something are not ready to do it, one day, it will happen in this country.
All right.
Good morning.
All right, that's your opinion. Okay. Are the youths ready to take over power by, participating actively in electoral process? Are they ready? Is another question we need to find out. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Hello. Good morning, please.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Hello. Good morning.
Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm having. Hello. Good morning.
Your name and where are you calling from?
I don't know. There's a reflection here. I don't know what's happening. Okay. What? Okay. Oh, come on.
All right. Thank you so much. I think you're having issues with your phone. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can go back to the phone lines. We'll still go back to Facebook and take some comments there. But we know there are so many people who are still online and they want to come in. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning, Mr. Ken.
You're welcome.
My name is Mario Chuka from Austin.
You're welcome, Mario Chuka.
Well, on the issue of what people have said, federal government, if they are demanding for people this idea, they must be ashamed of themselves. If they are looking for the idea people will say that I have, but I will not share it, then Mr. President and whosoever made that statement should be ashamed of themselves. Most especially by another. Oh, they want people to be now to come and give them advice. And tomorrow you see by another.
No, they are criticizing him that he has no idea, not to talk about the one that he would share, because if he has one, he should have said it. But he
has many of it.
He said it. They say that.
Never to talk one.
The
one I've been giving them on the platform, have they taken advice from me? They are just looking for a way to back with Toby.
You remember they mocked him by saying that. Was it not the same person that said that Madman gave him something, that he was an advice from Madman? So how can he have an idea when he said that Madman gave him advice?
Let me tell you the truth. When you need advice on somebody, you will go to that person. Whatever you say on the internet or maybe on radio is not an advice. You are just looking an information to whosoever that you are trying to face. So they are not serious. If anybody is talking like that, then that person doesn't know what security is all about. If you want any security information or advice, you go to that person, or maybe you invite that person. How many times have they invited you to be? Shameless people. They should be ashamed of themselves. Honestly, I am telling you the truth. If they really want to flush out the Boko Haram or bandits, they know what to do. They should stop coming out to tell me they are having human shared. Human shared for what? What do they mean by human shared? America come from all the way from America and came down to Nigeria and picked one of their man that was hosted the people without shooting a single gun. That should teach a lesson to the federal government and stop bringing up. Honestly, anybody who is telling people to bring out his advice is not patriotic. It is you that is not patriotic. And I don't know what to tell you. And anybody who is saying that P2B said he will dialogue with terrorist group. We know what P2B is trying to mean by that. That is why he says, if you are really interested, serious interested to dialogue, I will dialogue with you. And if you are not interested, then I will face you, of which I know that Boko Haram and bandits, they can never dialogue with the government. We know the people who he is talking to. So if you want to use
your brain to know what that young man is saying. Use your brain. If you don't want to make use of your brain, you leave it to yourself and stop bringing your ignorance to everybody to know. To me, if you are an agitating, you have a group, maybe you are fighting for anything, sincere, you should come out and dialogue with the government. If you don't want to, and you want to battle, then you face the military of Nigeria. Simple as that. That young man said what he's supposed to say. If you are looking for anything from him, then you want to bash him. That is my own take on that. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you so much. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning, Mr. Becky.
You're welcome.
My name is Sonda. I'm calling from Awada.
Please go on.
Yes, my question is, people looking for an idea from P2B. When Tinubu was campaigning against Jonathan by the year 2014 or 2015, did he distribute his idea to Jonathan on how to go about the Boko Haram and rescue the Chibok girls? They were out doing everything, managing the government of Jonathan. And now his government is looking for an idea from P2B. Yes, it can be easy to come and say it's my turn. But it's another thing to come and prove that your turn. So if Tinubu has failed, the best thing for him is to have resigned. I think sometimes ago, the one-time Prime Minister of China did it. Around 2010, I think, if I'm not making a mistake, 2011. The man that governed China before the present Prime Minister, Xi Jinping, I think he governed China by only 1 year. And he saw that the economy of China is not improving. He resigned. That another good plan should come in and help China to improve the economy. And today, see where China is. So it's only in this Africa that we are so barbaric. Even it costs the blood of human beings. We want to remain in power. It's not good. So let P2P reserve his ideas. That is that. So when he comes in, if they can allow him, then we'll be able to test him at the same time. So Tinubu is a failure to Nigeria and a disappointment to our human race. That's what I want to say here. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you so much for your own thoughts. That's the opinion. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you. Oh, sorry about that. You people are rushing the course. You have to take things easy. You are rushing the course. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Wanganga reaching you from Newu.
You're welcome, Wanganga.
Let me talk on the insecurity and the obese refusal to give out an idea. During the election and after the election, somebody stole somebody's vote, rigged the election with the assertion that it is my turn. And now you come in and you have lost all ideas. You started putting Nigerians into problem. One, the subsidy is gone without proper arrangement, without seeking ideas from people who know better than you, despite the fact that you are president. Insecurity has been here. Since you came in, the thing tripled, and you are not doing anything about it. Now you are looking for an opposition whom you stole his election to come and give you an idea. Who does that? The first thing you said, you are better off. That is your tongue. And now you are here. Seeking an idea from somebody you said you are better off than. I don't know whether sometimes this APC and their leaders, let me just describe them as funny people. Because of the age of the president, I'm not good in insulting elderly people. They are funny. If you, some days in Equatorial Guinea, somebody resigned because they failed in their duty. That is how it is done all across the globe. Resign if you are lost ideas. Now you are blaming an opposition to come on air on a national television and radio to tell you what you will do against your enemy. Sometimes I begin to
think that some of them are not educated. Maybe sometimes they don't understand the meaning of insecurity. They want B2B to come on radio and the national television to give them an idea on how to tackle the insurgents. Sometimes I begin to think maybe the advisors of the president are not telling him the truth. Even the president himself is blaming P2B. People are dying. Meaning what? If you have lost all ideas, resign so that another person will take over. That is how it is done in a sane environment, in a sane country. You don't just sit tight. People are, okay, look at the one that happened at your backyard. In Oyo State, little children are still in the bush. Do you now, 1 month after? And you are telling us that P2B should come and give you an idea on how to tackle insecurity. What a nonsensical nonsense. Good morning.
All right. Everybody is actually having his own opinion on this issue, just like we said earlier on. B said he would not publicly disclose all his security plans in advance because doing so could help criminal elements, prepare countermeasures. Yeah, of course, he talked about, he said that his security plans will be intelligence-driven, technology-enhanced, proactive, and community-focused. But then the presidency, through presidential aides and supporters of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, criticized Obi's position, arguing that a presidential candidate seeking office should be able to explain his security strategy to Nigerians rather than asking voters to trust him without details. If our reports describe this as as the presidency jeering or mocking Obi's refusal to fully disclose his plan. But then, it has been on and on. But that's by the way, we are talking about insecurity. All right, take it easy. All right, you guys, many of our callers are, rushing the calls. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm Chris. I'm calling from Oba.
Your name is Felix, calling from Oba.
Chris. I'm calling from Oba.
Okay, Chris, calling from Oba. Please go on.
I just want to make this thing very clear. Insecurity is a deliberate to get peace. From the southeast here and the south, we are really bothered because blood is coming out. But to the people in power, the way they view what you call insecurity is not how we are viewing it. Remember, it is an Islamic agenda. And you have Muslim ticket. The way Muslim agenda is handling what you call insecurity, different from what the jihadist movement are. Muslim ticket is a jihadist operation. Look into what happened in Eritrea and Ethiopia. They were using the term cow to embarrass communities who are farmers. Many farming clusters in Ethiopia and Eritrea were destroyed. It's the same Islamic agenda. It is jihadist process. And there is no way a Muslim get will fight against the jihadist movement. This movement is also by international commitments.
All right, your line is not too clear, but we are able to get one or two things you said. We appreciate you for that. If your line were clear, we could have listened to you more, but the lines were not as we expected. Sorry about that. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you.
Hello. Good morning.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Chief, can you hear me now? Dr. Tuno.
Please go on. We can hear you.
Okay, let me start. Chief Chukuma joining you from.
You're welcome.
Let me speak on this issue of the people that are criticizing Donald Trump for that military operation in Iraq. I don't think that they are right. That criticism is a show of ignorance in here because they don't know the plan of America here. There is no intention to wipe out the people of Iraq out. That operation is against their leader, who And that is why America went in to stop them. Therefore, some of the operation already have, if you go there, some people don't know the level of damages already there. And some of such damages can even ordinary people in Iran will say failed it in one way or the other. And it's not the plan of America. Therefore, and also, when you say that Britain and other refuse to join, even British, you know that they are the most important American allies. They have shown their intention to join, but Donald Trump did not allow them because there is no plan for full-scale war against
Are you saying what you know or what you think?
Other people. They have already achieved a lot. Now that you know that they use different diplomatic means to change them, that they remain adamant. Now that they have been that they have used a military operation to suppress them somehow, now you can see that they have opened up for dialogue, and that is the most important thing here. So, on the issue of security in our nation, how long will it take the Nigerian government to amend the constitution to create state police? Why should they use everything as a politics? All this delay is because they want to use it as a political project. If not, how long will it take them to amend this constitution so that we have a state police and the local government police? All this delay is not necessary at all. And people keep dying. And I don't think that is good for our nation at all. Let them amend our constitution. And also, if you employ somebody, you have also power to relieve them that position if they cannot perform. Some of the people, our military chiefs and so on, and police chiefs, you see their performance, very, very poor performance, and they remain there receiving salary. If you employ somebody, if he is not doing the work which he is meant to do, the only thing you have to do is to remove that person and put another person. Our security architecture, there is a need to have the overhauling. That is the case here. So let us try as much as to keep on as a citizen to pressure on the government to do the necessary, because we are not in the same place. They are very, very far away from the people. And all this insecurity is affecting ordinary people, not them, because their children are not there. The people that are in the forest here, none of them is a child of any political officer. And that is why they are playing with it. If affecting their children now, they will wake up. So let us continue to pressure on them. If we can demonstrate or protest and so on and so forth, to make them to work for our safety. If not, we will continue this way. And that is very, very bad. Good morning.
All right, thank you so much. I remember very well that just like I was about saying, but you could not hear me back. And then I was about saying about what the UK Prime Minister, Kema, said. He was actually quoted to have said that they will not take part in offensive military strikes against Iraq. And then we are told also that that he said that the UK was informed in advance of US strike on Iranian nuclear facilities, but was not asked to participate in the operation. And there was speculation that US might seek to use the joint UK-US base at Diego Garcia, but UK officials later said no such request was made. But in any case, the issue of Britain not participating in the war, they said that they were never asked to join the war in the first instance, but just that certain logistic support, US asked them. I don't know if they were able to give such logistic support, but that's, by the way, that's not what we're talking about. Okay, let's see if we can just wrap up and then take some comments on our social media platforms. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you.
Yeah, good morning, Speaker.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my name is Honorable.
Can you switch off your radio set so that we can hear you over the phone?
So my name is Honorable Chimumbo. I call from my group.
Yeah, please go on. You're welcome.
Becky, I normally hear you talking about the state police and issue of insecurity in Nigeria as the last person spoke. So what I want to ask as a question is that can police fight terrorists? And if you're talking about a terrorist and not just a criminal or a kidnapper, because when we talk about this type of insecurity in Nigeria, it looks like a joke. But these people, as I said, they don't have a vision here in Nigeria.
Okay.
Because when you look at when Jonathan was on power then, you needed to negotiate with them, with the governor of Meduguri State then, but not in them. No, these people don't have a vision. And we don't know what is it.
I think if you have been listening to me, I'll say their mission is to take over your lands. You don't need to also ask what could be their mission, because they invade, they annihilate, and they do everything to take over the spaces. And that's more reason I've said this. If you have been joining our programs, if you have been listening, you must have been abreast with recent analysis I've made on this. When somebody wants to take over your land, I found you did not even start the program with us. Did you start the program with us this morning?
No,
you did not, because I did say quite a lot about that when we began the program, and I did say that I emphasize some of these things. You joined us at a point, and then some statement. You didn't join us yesterday?
No.
Okay, because if you had joined us, because from your statement I discovered that you have not been following us. But all the same, we have made extensive statements. They have one mission to take over our lands. That's the mission.
But these people that are taking over our land, we are different. Because this is one thing I just want to ask. Are they Nigerians or foreigners?
Of course, many of them, I think there's no time for us to start talking about this because we're completely out of time. All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good morning, you're welcome. Finally, please. Good morning, you're welcome, please.
Yeah, this is Sunday calling from New.
Sunday, quickly.
Can I go on?
Please go on.
Yeah, issue of security. I think every house must be on deck, and all the governors should have to go by the form. That's how we can eradicate the insecurity. The like of look at the like of any governor, Anambra State, Charles so Imo State governor. They didn't begin to cry about federal whatever. They take their phone, and that's it.
All right, thank you so much, Sunday. Who called in from Newe? Okay, let's quickly see if we can take some comments on our social media platform, and then it's very important we do that because we have given so much time to those who are calling via the phone. It is time for us to give those who made comments or who made posts on our social media platforms, and after that, we're gonna just wrap up because we've got some comments there. You have Eke Gunners, Madu Eke. He says, "Good morning, Dr. Tony Olisambeke. President Tinubu didn't promise us heaven. He promised, you were saying some things over there. Okay, we voted for him. Ababio, you are not only protecting your position as number 3 man in the country. Okay, you are reacting to what Ababio said, that the president did not promise miracle. Not just the president, APC did not promise miracles. They promised renewed hope. Okay, we have Obaka Abata. He says, "Good morning, sir." Okay. You say good morning, sir. People in Udala are selecting. I don't know if you're asking a question or you're making a comment. Okay. Chukwemeka Batlomi. Good morning, Udala Radio. Chukwemeka from Ebenebe. We appreciate you. Kevin Manu Rizzo, good morning, everyone. This is Udebunam John Paul watching from Lome, Togo. And Udala Radio. Oh, I thank you all for your hard work. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Ifani Sadon 14. He says, keep up the good work. We appreciate you, Ifani. Amos Obina 14. Okay, I think we have taken that very comment before now. And let's see those we have not taken because we have been taking comments before now from Facebook. We have John Ungana. Okay, John Ungana says, good morning, Ogadagidi, Nosimo. The present government is bereft of ideas. Okay, that's John Ungana speaking. He says the present government is bereft of ideas, and that's why all the policies have woefully failed and will continue to fail until new idea is injected that will bring about total transformation. He says, and he supports that P2B will not share his own idea on how to handle insecurity and other issues bothering the country. Whoever claims to be a leader and nobody is following should resign. John Ngana is my name. I want to say, okay, all right. There's so many comments here, and so many of them you cannot even read because of the way the writer put them. And remember, not everything we see, we read on the radio, not everything, because we must make sure that they conform to broadcasting principle. I've got, quite a number of them here. John Mwe, president. Okay, prominent government houses, nickname across Nigeria include Aso Rock Presidential Villa, nickname Aso Rock. Okay, you have given me a dossier of the question I asked earlier on. Okay, you said Bayelsa Creek House, Lion Building Enugu, Douglas House, Owerri. Okay, Mosana Bioku, Togo State, Kachim House, Kaduna, Alawaka House, Akura, Ondo State, Lugat House, Lokoja. Okay, he said I have the full names, but time will not permit you to continue to write some of these names. And then who is going to win my coveted prize? And it seems that nobody came close to it. I said, if you can give me about there are 17 southern states. I said, if you can give me 15, I'll money 15, and then I'm going to announce the price to you. But you said time will not permit you. But of course, you have got the time, to state some of these things. Thank you so much. There's so many comments right there. And somebody is asking, what is Edo State Government House called? It's called a government house. And then that of River State is called a brick house. And then we talked about the Ekiti State, and then there's so many others of these very states. And you got the one of Ondo State, Alabaka House. And then you've also got that of, you didn't tell me about your state, Agodi House. I think that's the government house in your state, Agodi House. Okay, there are so many of them, and then nobody came close, but we have to leave it at this point. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate all of you. Many of you share their thoughts. You bear their mind, but we appreciate your thoughts and your time and everything you put in today as far as this program is concerned. Crossfire. We're going to come back next week and do the same. Until then, do have a wonderful weekend. But remember, we have another program coming up. Sports Arena. What happened between Morocco and Scotland last night? I was actually watching the match, but all of a sudden, I dozed off. But when I woke up, I discovered that the game ended 1-0 in favor of Morocco. Saibari with the fastest goal as far as this tournament is concerned. Okay, you get to know more from Prestige. He's behind me anyway laughing. At least Prestige knows I'm very good when it comes to talking sports. But then we're going to leave it at that. Thank you so much. My name is Tony Olisambeki, the Honorable Speaker. Do have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
Udala Radio, 104.7 FM.